Good morning, church. It's Pastor Mike. This morning, as we get started with this week, I want to spend today and probably even the next day or two looking at a great text from the letter to the church in Philippi. In Paul's letter to the Philippians, in chapter 3, he's talking not only about his own credentials as a minister, as an apostle, as an evangelist, but he's also responding to people who have come and said that Paul doesn't know what he's doing, that Paul is a charlatan, he's a liar, he's mistaken, and we should pity him and not listen to him. Paul is defending himself. And it feels all the more relevant to read this text now because so many Christians in our world and in our country right now feel attacked. Whether that's just feeling sensitive about what somebody might be saying and the implications for our own faith, or combining our own religion and our politics and then feeling like that divisiveness needs to feed in to our own religious identity, whatever it might be, listen to Paul's response to attacks on his own character and how he defends himself. He says, if anyone has reason to be confident in the flesh, I have more. And it seems like he's setting himself up to compare resumes with whoever might challenge him and say, let me tell you who I am. He says, I was circumcised on the 8th day, a member of the people of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, a Hebrew born of Hebrews. As to the law, a Pharisee. As to zeal, a persecutor of the church. As to righteousness under the law, blameless. He says, I have every reason to be confident if we are comparing notes on who's done what and who's from the right kind of family, who's done the right things and gone to the right schools. But listen to how he sums up right here, because it's not about those things. He says, whatever gains I had, I have come to regard them as loss compared to Christ. He says he counts them all. In the next verse, he says, I count all of them as rubbish. They are garbage in the street in order that I might gain Christ. You see, everything that gives us confidence in this world that isn't God is an illusion. Everything that we might have, whether it's how much money you have in the bank, what school and degrees that you've earned, somebody else always has more. Somebody else has always learned more, gotten one extra degree, has done the thing that you want to do, and then can hold it over you. If we are holding on to those kind of worldly symbols to show us what our power is, we will always be second fiddle. But God calls us to something different. He says, don't take pride in what you've accomplished or who you are. Instead, find your righteousness and your confidence in who I am. Because Christ, what he has done, what he has taught, what he has lived, and what he has given for you tells you how valuable you are. You don't have to prove it to anybody else. Every other thing that sits on your resume, every other piece that puffs you up and makes you feel good about yourself, count them as loss compared to this one fact, that Christ loves you, that Christ died for you. Is there anything more valuable than that? God loves you enough to give his own life, that if you would believe in him, you would live forever at his side. That is influence. That is power. That is a reason to be confident and to feel good about what we do each and every day, that we live into the calling that Christ has already placed on us, that we try to become, and with God's help, we do become the people that God always knew we could be. So go with God today and this week. And as we look at Philippians chapter 3 for these next couple days, continue to hold on to that as the root and the core of your own strength and your own confidence, that God loves you. And there is nothing else in this world that's more valuable than that eternal truth. God bless you today.